special teams, though, guys. And before I do that, I need to remind the good people of the world that FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. It is unquestioned, undeniable. And if you are gambling on any sport, you should be using FanDuel because right now new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That could be NBA, NHL, NFL, college basketball, college football, you name it. If you win a moneyline bet, you get $150 for new customers. So if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get it on the action than right now. The app is so easy to use, and there's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and much, much more. So visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL. Make sure you guys send us your winning FanDuel tickets so we can feature them on the show in the upcoming days and weeks. But, guys, last year, Mike Prefer, in charge of the Browns special teams unit.
Disaster.
We talked week after week.
Oh, God,
it was something else that went wrong, and then something new, and then something new. And it
started with the botched onside kick in week 2.
Against Joe Flacco's Jets. Full circle moment. But there's not one metric that says your special teams ranks first, second, third in the NFL because there's different facets.
Yeah, there's so many different units.
We could all say pretty confidently the Browns had one of the worst special teams units in football last year.
No doubt.
It felt like it, yeah.
You switch out Bubba Ventrone for Mike Prefer. You bring in some new guys. And in less than a year, the Browns have gone from the bottom of the league to what feels like near top of the league special teams.
Yeah, I don't know if they're the top because their returns aren't amazing, but it's certainly up there.
Are anybody's?
Yeah, I don't know. Some teams are better, but they're right near the top. Even if they're not, no.
We just go on success rate of field goals.
Last year, and by the way, I'm going to get J and G at some point here to vote for not only Dustin Hopkins but the punter too. When we do those drafts for the team, right. I'm going to get you guys in on that.
I doubt it.
But we went from a kicker last year who even though they made the great kick week 1, couldn't do anything. We're blaming the punter for the hold and all that. And now you got a punter who's phenomenal. He had the one bad punt yesterday, but overall
his average was still 48 yards, almost 48 yards a punt.
Yeah, he's been incredible. The punter's been great. The kicker's been great. That combo's as good, if not better, than any combo in the league.
Did Jim Tressel put this team together?
Probably. Looks like it.
They're two of the most important players on the team right now.
Yeah. And you know what? Management and the people that have put this thing together have realized that and figured that out. You can't win without a good kicking game, and I throw the punter in with that.
No.
How many games come down to the last two? How many games across the NFL come down to last-second kicks? We talk about it all the time. That's why I didn't mind them burning the pick on Cade York.
That's why I didn't mind it either.
Because
he just
so
wasn't
many
the
games
right
are
guy.
decided. Yeah,
if he were the kicker this year, what's the Browns' record right now, you think?
Jesus, if he kicked like he did in preseason, we'd be under 500. These kicks have been, and by the way, guys, these kicks a lot of them aren't chippies. He's hit 58, 57, and 56-yard field goals this year.
He still leads the NFL in most makes over 50 yards.
And the knock against him was, he's 50%.
He had 50 yards. He'd been bad.
He had been
over
bad.
50%.
I got to tell you, we beat the Browns up when they make the wrong moves.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, if you look at the global view of the defensive coordinator, the kicker, the special teams coach, and DTR in the draft.
Like DeJuan Jones in the draft.
Well, that's why I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, but I do think that Barry's earned an extension because they
know what, I do too.
They missed on the defensive tackles last year.
You talked yourself into it.
All right, I'm on board.
Let's sign him.
but they missed on the tackles last year. They fixed it. Andrew Barry fixed the issue of defensive tackle. Nailed Martin Emerson. Nailed DeJuan Jones. Nailed Dustin Hopkins. DTR, listen, guys, and I was even guilty of it. Yeah. I think I texted you guys last week and said it's the Brock Purdy. You know the odds of hitting on a quarterback in the 5th round or 7th round?
Well, we don't know that they've hit yet.
And that's why I'm saying.
No,
let's be realistic about this.
The odds of hitting on a 3rd-round wide receiver are way higher. And they can't get that right.
I think when we extend Andrew Berry, we just got to tell him
no more wide receivers in the 3rd round.
That's it. And you know what I want to do?
Write it into his contract.
I was thinking about this on the drive-in today. I want to look at that draft again and see what receivers were taken after those guys and who did they really miss on.
Interesting.
Did they really miss on
one? Which year, Jason? I'll look it up right now.
Either one. Either the Schwartz year, the Anthony Schwartz year, or this year with Tillman.
Or last year.
David Bell.
Or David Bell. Yeah.
And Mike, you do one, I'll bring up the other. Which one are you doing?
I'll pull up 2021 to start.
I don't know that we're going to do that right now. I'm just saying,
real quick.
For the most part, nobody bats 1,000. No head coach, no GM. Nobody gets everything right. But I thought, and again, What we haven't seen in Cleveland is you don't give these guys long enough to learn from their mistakes because the first shot, they're out. As soon as they screw up, they're out. Coaches are turned over, GMs are turned over every couple of years. You get better at the job the longer that you do it. And we've seen that with Kevin. We've seen that with the growth in Kevin. And I think we've seen that with AB and the growth of the position. Now, you can go round and around. I've already had comments of people saying because of the Deshaun thing, he doesn't deserve anything. I'm still not sure how much ownership was driving that and all that, and that's a conversation for another day. But in terms of the job he's done in putting the team on the field, I think Andrew Berry has done a terrific job of assembling this roster, of figuring out where they fell short last year, addressing those areas, and he's nailed it. When you're picking guys in the third and fourth round who are starting for you in their first and second year in the league, and they're playing at the level, Martin Emerson is a top 15 cornerback in this league, top 10 cornerback in this league.
I think he's top 10.
Like, I've already on record. I think he's terrific.
I do too.
All right, let me give you 2021 with David Bell. There were 11.
Yeah. Oh, okay, go ahead.
No, you got 22 because 21 was Schwartz.
I'm sorry.
And
22.
I'll start with 21 then.
Go ahead.
You go 22,
ahead.
I'll do 23.
Yeah.
The only receiver selected after Anthony Schwartz that has done anything is Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's been phenomenal.
All right,
He's
that's a
been
miss.
terrific.
That guy's a top 10 wide receiver.
And he was
Now,
taken,
in fairness, a lot of teams missed on him.
Sure.
he was taken in the 4th round, the 112th pick.
Can you
so
imagine
that's
what this
about
offense would
22
look like
picks
with him in it?
after.
Hey, that's one of the reasons Detroit's 8-3.
He's a top 10 wide receiver.
Right.
All right, Bill, you do 22, I'll do 23.
22. There's 11 wide receivers drafted after him. 8 of them I never even heard of, so they don't even play. The best guy is decent. Romeo Doubs of the Packers. He's decent
okay.
player.
It's not one of my fantasy teams.
There's a couple other guys I've heard of.
Yeah.
The guy Miles Austin for the Steelers. I mean, he's a return guy, but he doesn't do it.
You know what we could
really
do?
Dobbs, so I can't kill him for last year.
Maybe one day this week, to your point, is it time to extend Andrew Berry? We could go through and get a consensus hit or miss on all of his draft picks so far and see what his percentage is.
Yeah.
And we'd have to come up with a consensus. And obviously this year there'd be a lot of TBDs because we don't know about DTR. We don't know about Cedric Tillman.
There's home run, hit, miss, disaster.
We'll have to come up with the
I think that would be awesome. And
Yes.
then we can just sort of figure out how is he doing.
All right.
Because I think, Jason, I'm with you.
Juan Thornhill was a home run signing.
Yeah, and you'd have to also take into account some of his.
I feel like this is more of a end of the season.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
look at a
Probably.
bigger picture thing.
Yeah,
and real quick, for 2023, it's way too early to say Tillman's not good or any of these guys who could be good.
But what we've seen so far, he's been a miss.
Immediate guys picked after him who have done more than Tillman. Josh Downs on Indy, who killed the Browns when they played. Michael Wilson on Arizona, who did nothing against the Browns, but he's been
solid.
Pretty productive. Puka.
Yep.
Puka's been really good.
He's
He was
the
a 5th
outlier,
round
though.
pick.
Nobody saw that.
Parker Washington's been quasi-productive for the Jaguars.
Yes.
And then he's got 23 catches, so.
Nah, that's
it. Those are three
So
guys.
I guess my
that's
point
2.5
is, we said before there's a blind spot at drafting receivers, and maybe there is, but aside from St. Brown, I don't know if there's a ton of guys that
Puka.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 years. That's the
Out of
one
about
guy.
30 guys.
Yeah. So start drafting receivers in higher rounds. There's their solution.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, listen, you're right.
Well, if you have
not everybody
picks.
gets everything right. Andrew Berry's been a mixed bag in the draft, but if you include everything, trades, free agents, it's certainly. I had him as a C before the season. I think I'm moving him up to a B.
And the longer you do something, the better you get at it.
Yeah,
that's the point I want to keep
And they
making.
seem to have a good working relationship. Stefanski, I think, my opinion, Stefanski's earned the extension more than Berry, but I think Berry's been good enough. I would agree. I'd come along.
There's value in keeping the team together.
That's right.
The only reason I'd be apprehensive and the only mark on his resume is the fact that they punted last year. They just with no D tackles. And then he got D tackles this year, and look how it's been working.
The punt last year was when the suspension went to 11 games.
Yes.
That is when the season became a punt. Even though everyone screamed at me and wanted to kill me for saying it last year, it's 1,000% true. As soon as the suspension went to 11 games, they went, well, we'll see you next year because we can't win with a backup
Now
quarterback.
y'all can't do that.
Well, now they're trying to win.
Now
they are.
Now they
they're-
understand.
How about that?
Your
Yeah.
ass better try to win every single year that you got anybody.
And
One
they
more
are.
kudos on the belt of Andrew Berry, by the way, is Jerron Christian, who played really well again yesterday. They found him off
Picked him up off the scrap heap,
heap and turned him into something. Gee, I want to ask you this, though. In our group chat as we're watching the game, I texted everyone, and Bull answered right away. I was like, man, looks like Proche has some room to return some of these punts. He had just been fair catching it. And we thought that may be a little heebie-jeebies from his muffed punt against Baltimore.
Yeah.
But then in the fourth quarter, He had 3 punt returns, including a 21-yarder that set the Browns up in really good field position that they weren't able to capitalize on. But are you back on the side of the spectrum that Proche is the guy at punt returner for the Browns?
I mean, they don't have no other option.
When did you fall off after the fumble?
Yeah, I mean, the fumble was bad, but
that was a bad
overall,
fumble,
he's done a good job since
I
they've
think
gotten
overall
him.
he's been a dramatic
We can't have
improvement
fumbles,
from
though.
DTR.
He can't fumble again,
No,
though.
you've got one job.
Yeah.
That's to catch the ball.
That's the when
Catch it and fall down.
We are playing a dangerous game.
Yeah.
Like you got to understand, bro. Like we got to hit our field goals. We got to kick 60-yard punts. Defense got to get teams off the field on third down. Like to play this like meager, minimalistic, marginal games.
Yeah.
We got to have everybody doing their thing. You can't
Every
drop the ball
game
punt.
is going to be a grind for the Browns.
Yes.
Every game is going to be a little bit, but it's going to be a grind. The Brown, I mean, there may be an outlier or two, but I don't think we should expect any, blowouts for the Browns. They're going to win ugly, tight games the rest of the year. That's what I'm expecting.
Especially coming up.
You made the reference last week to the Dragon Ball Z reference. On this defense, who's the Goku? Who's the Vegeta?
Look at Jay.
I'm reading that directly from an email.
I wish we had a tight shot at G's face.
Oh,
as
my
Jay said
God.
that. I feel like G just saw a ghost.
That was good.
Did you say Vegeta?
Is that how it's pronounced?
No,
No,
how you
it's
pronounce
called Vegeta.
Oh, damn it. It is? Listen, I literally looked at it and I go, there's no way that can be Vegeta.
I turned around and was like, oh no, he said Vegeta.
Oh, so if I had gotten that right, you really would have fallen out of your
That
chair.
sound like a
God.
green.
Somebody emailed me and said this. If you really want to throw G off, ask him who's Goku and who's Vegeta. Vegeta? They went with Vegeta on this defense.
You are walking that tightrope with that word there, Jay. You are walking that tightrope,
This
man.
is
How is that not
Dangerous
Vegeta?
game.
It's
They're
a-
playing a
playing a
dangerous
dangerous
game.
Playing a very dangerous.
Jay is, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what the hell that means, but who is the Goku and who is the Vegeta?
Well, Goku is the quintessential. He's the main character of the show. He wins every fight. So
that's got to be Myles Garrett.
That's Myles Garrett, obviously.
Okay.
Vegeta.
Who's this team's Vegeta?
The Vegeta is the.
G, you'll appreciate
If he were
this.
still here, I'd say it's Baker.
No defense.
G, I put up a YouTube chat poll real quick. I said, how old is Jay for that reference? Just regular old? Old as shit? Or just stop talking about Dragon Ball Z, Jay?
It's not mine.
Jay, in a 1-minute poll with 173 votes, you voted old as shit. Congratulations, Jay. You're officially old as shit.
Listen, here's the best part. I don't know what would be older than that, but whatever it is, I would be it because I don't know what any of that shit means.
I was like, when he said Goku, I said, oh my gosh, this guy got it. And then he said Vegeta, and I was like, that sounds like a leafy vegetable that you find at Whole Foods.
Well, you know what Vegeta sounds like?
Something that we be.
So I literally, when I got the email, I'm like, I looked at that and I go, it's got to be Vegeta because they wouldn't call it
Will
Vegeta.
Jay, forward me that email real quick.
All right,
I will confirm if Jay.
I feel like I got to watch this movie now during the
I do
Thanksgiving.
too.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
I still don't even know what y'all are talking about.
What do you mean
So we're
movie?
all old as shit.
It's not a movie.
I'm putting a poll up for Bull right now.
What is it?
It's a show. It's one of the greatest shows ever made.
Listen,
Apparently not.
It's a Japanese anime cartoon.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm not Dragon Ball.
You
How many
lost me at
episodes are
anime.
there?
Oh, it's a whole series.
Oh, I can't watch that much.
It's a
Forget
whole
it.
series. Like I gotta listen.
I'm watching Lawman Bass Reeves. I got other things on the
These
docket,
guys,
man.
boy, I tell you, listen, y'all
Yeah.
can't come to Comic-Con with me. Y'all gonna be embarrassed.
By the way, I
Wait,
didn't
hold on,
know.
no. Bull, I gotta cut you off. I'm
Sorry, go.
You host a TV movie podcast and never heard of Dragon Ball Z? Shame on you.
Wow, it's turning into Vegeta.
Now, actually,
a bad job out of me.
They do have forms where you go Saiyan and Super Saiyan. So Super Saiyan would be like when Bull gets angry, right? He transforms into a whole new form, and his hair goes blonde. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah.
We're gonna put it up on tag board to show you guys
Well,
what
look,
this is.
somebody tell me who the hell is our Vegeta?
Yeah, who's the Vegeta?
The Vegeta is so he's a villain.
Can never find that Vegeta.
That turned good.
Pause.
A villain who turned good, so it's got to be somebody that played for the Steelers or the Ravens.
Josh Dobbs.
No, he's got to be on the
it's
Browns
on our
now.
defense.
Oh, currently.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's friends with Goku now. So, but he's very powerful. He's the second powerful.
I would be Dalvin Tomlinson or Zadarius, right?
It's got to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to be Zadarius.
Yeah, Zadarius. I would
Darius
say
played for Baltimore, so.
I would say Zadarius.
Yeah.
Zadarius Smith. He fits the description.
Wow, man.
Or could it be Joe Flacco?
That is Vegeta right there.
Look at Vegeta.
Yeah.
I've seen Vegeta somewhere. I don't know. Maybe my
Yeah,
son
look,
watched.
Long time ago, you saw
Yeah,
Vegeta
That
Bowl.
does not look like Vegeta to me. A long
10 years
time ago. In a galaxy far, far
How old,
away.
Aaron?
Oh my God.
About 10 years ago,
Oh
Jason.
my God. You're out of
is
pocket,
crazy.
Jason. Jason
This
is out
is
of pocket.
crazy. Oh,
G, it's okay. Just breathe. Breathe, G. It's all
Can
right.
Joe Flacco be the Vegeta?
no.
Got to be somebody on defense.
He's way too pale for that.
Nothing worse
I think
than
we've reached our.
Go ahead, Mike.
I think
Save
we reached our
us.
corporate maximum of Vegeta jokes in one segment.
Save us, Mike. Go ahead.
It's a character in Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z, Jay. Dragon
Yeah, that
Ball
too.
Z.
Well, I have
Get your minds out of the gutter.
Listen,